Focus, people. Let's stay focused. Your boy Tone 202. And play a little bit of music here. Hopefully it'll play. But, you know, I want to talk to you guys about something I think is important. And I think it's important for a few reasons. So, let me just give you some background on myself for you new subscribers. I picked up like, you know, shoot, almost 100 subscribers within like the last week or so. Pretty cool, pretty cool. I'm ex-military. I was in the Army. My father was in the Army. My sister on my dad's side was in the Army. My brother on my mother's side was in the Army. Um, Three of us received benefits. Two of us are fully disabled. My father is the only one who doesn't receive any benefits. My nephew, he is a sergeant in the Army. That's on my father's side. Um, my sister, who's in the service, her son, he's a sergeant in the service. And I'm saying all that to say that we have a military family. Uh, it's a good chance that there'll be more of my relatives, direct relatives, going into the military. Now, I was I was watching a YouTube channel called The Advice Show, and they were talking about how blacks should not go into the next war. We should not even go into the military. And I have some ambivalent feelings about that, but I completely understand what's going on. Now, they have bring up the fact that the military is the wars that have been started are just one big continuation. Desert Storm, Desert whatever, now the one we're in, and now, the Tomahawk missiles that are being sent over there by our current president for the bombing or the chemical weapons that have been used over in Syria, which makes no sense. Why would they use chemical weapons on their own people? And it's just all a continuation. America has been at war since pretty much its inception. Uh, they just keep going to war the last 200 some odd years. It's war, war, war. And they're talking about black people should not enter into these wars because it has nothing to do with us. And I've said this before. If the whole world starts looking at America and saying, who's really starting these wars? Where's all these problems coming from? And then they start coming after the people who do it. And the black people are just going to be sitting on the sideline because we have nothing to do with it. We don't. Black people war against black people. I mean, somebody tell me what black person has went out and started wars against another race within the last 200 years. Now, if you go back 2,000 years ago, okay, yeah. But 200 years? Who? Who? 400 years? Who? You know, the Africans, I mean, they fight against each other. They fought against the Europeans who invaded their country. They fought against other Africans. Idi Amin. Um, I mean, if you want to go back that far, and keep going back even further, Africans fought against Jews, and we're talking about the Jews out of Mesopotamia. We're not talking about the Jewish people. Those are white people. Those are Russians. Those are Russian as Caucasians, who pretty much run America. They run the banking systems, and when you read up on the Jewish people, you find out who's really controlling America, controlling our banks, and who's causing all these wars. It's the Russian as Caucasians, who are white people who are claiming to be Jewish, who are not. They are a form of, okay, they're Jewish, but they have nothing to do with the actual Jews. The actual Jews came out of Mesopotamia, yada, yada, yada. The Africans and the Jews are not the same people. Anyways, when you're looking at modern day wars, last couple of 100 years, black people have nothing to do with them. Should black people enter into the military? Yes and no. Um, I'm not upset that I entered into the military. I didn't have a great time while I was in there. Some parts I really loved, some parts I didn't, you know. But I'm still, what I'm saying? I still get benefits from being into the military. It's not all bad, you know. My dad did his time. He's out. He doesn't get any benefits from being in the military except that he's in the military, that he was in the military. So it's not all about benefits, you know what I mean? But we fought for our country, or we were prepared to fight for our country. I was in right before Desert Storm happened, so I'm a peacetime war veteran. My sister, however, she crossed the water. She's a wartime veteran. Her Humvee got into the mix. Something happened with the lead Humvee, ended up blowing hers up, so she's 100% disabled. You know what I mean? She did 2 tours. Now, you're saying basically don't fight for this country. Here's my issue. Yeah, blacks have nothing to do with the wars going on. We have nothing to do with the Russians aren't mad at black people. Okay, the Arabs, they're not mad at black people. The Asians, China, nothing to do with us. North Korea, hey, black people go to North Korea and they're welcome. Dennis Rodman, hanging out with the last ruler, Kim Jong, not Un, but his father, hung out with him. Or I think he hung out with Un, one or the other. Anyway, Dennis Rodman went over there chilling. White dude went over there, he's doing 14 years hard labor. Because he went over there and he did what he was arrogant, and he thought that he can go over there and, remove some of their propaganda, and they saw him. They put him in, hard labor, 14 years hard labor. Dennis Rodman went over there chilling. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, those wars have nothing to do with us. So I understand that. However, you live in this country. See, over here, the army or the military is a choice unless you get drafted, which I think is going to happen soon. I made a whole video about how Donald Trump is going to draft people because he needs the bodies. And what's really crazy, he's going to draft the people who are coming into this country. He's going to draft those people to fight against the country that they're coming from. Oh, you're Syrian? You're going to draft you. He's going to draft them if they're old enough, men and women. He's going to draft them if they're old enough, and he's going to send them right back over there to Syria to fight. I'm telling you what's going to happen. But nonetheless, should black people enter into the military? It's a choice. You know what I'm saying? It's a choice of a career. Because listen, our options, man, our options are not as plentiful as everyone else's. We know this. Even if you choose to do something else and say, oh, you have the option to do what you want, you can do what you want, but that doesn't mean there's some kind of glass ceiling that holds you back. Let's not act like we can just do what we want and there's nothing there to hold us back. There are oppositions that, and I'm not trying to make excuse. I'm just saying it could get a little tough. The military, listen, when I went to the military, I'm there to fight with you guys against whoever opposes us, and they hated me in the military. So I can understand what you're saying when you talk about blacks shouldn't go in the military. Listen, they didn't welcome me with open arms in the military. They wasn't glad I was there. And what's really crazy is it was other blacks who were discriminating against me as well. So let's not act like it's just the white people who are coming down against blacks, because blacks hated me in the military also. You know what I mean? Now, is there a record of us fighting in World War I and World War II and then coming home and getting spit on and called, all kind of racial slurs? Absolutely. Listen, those people who did that will never accept black people. Did all white people do it? No. But the people who did that, they'll never accept black people. That's just how it is. They have that much hate in their body that they'll never, ever, ever, ever accept us. So you got to understand, there are some white people who could care less what color you are. And people say, oh, you love white people. I'm like, I don't hate them. You know, why? Because some of them did, whatever. Yeah, you want me to go around saying all white people are devils? I'm never going to do that. Never. Because I done seen some devil and some black people in my own kin. I'm like, that's nothing but the devil right there. That's just pure evil. I done seen evil spring up in people who have my blood running through their veins. I done seen people do evil to me. Who are my neighbors, and they blacker than me, calling me black. You black? I'm like, you blacker than me. You know what I mean? You more dark skinned than me. Hate my damn guts. Hate me in the military. Hate me. Had a sergeant who couldn't stand me, Sergeant Cherry, blacker than me, couldn't stand me. So it's a choice. No, we're not the one who's causing these fights. No, we're not the ones. Yes, we are dying right beside every other nationality that's in this country. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. If you go, you sign on that dotted line, just like any someone from an Arab nation, someone from who's Asian. You know what I'm saying? Croatian, whatever shin. You know what I'm saying? Whatever nationality. They're living in this country. They join the military. It's a lifestyle. And it can go down bad for any of them. I had some friends that went over and didn't come back. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to say that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, black people would be standing on the sidelines if they came over here and was mad at all the people who actually started the war. Yeah, they wouldn't be mad at us. All right, bro. Yeah, they're not going to be mad at black people because we don't have any atomic bombs. We don't have any cruise missiles. We don't have an F-35 to take people out at long range. We don't have, C-141s. You get the point. We're not building M16s and AK-47s. People, black people, man, the few guns that we're allowed to have, most of the time is turned on each other. That's just that. We're just not going to cross the water and just start gunning people down and take their oil. Black people are not going to do that. Not over here. Now, you get over there to Africa, they go at it with other people, but they're not other races. They go at it with black people, Africans. I just wanted to say that, man. It's all a matter of choice. Your boy Tone 202.